Hey, it's Anthony from HRV Guitar, and welcome to Gear Coffee Talk. For guitar players going for that bluesy John Mayer style tone, it's super common to take a Klon style overdrive pedal and then stack that into a tube screamer style overdrive. But here's another idea. I've recently taken this tube screamer style pedal off my MIDI board and replaced it with a Boss SD-1 super overdrive pedal. The great thing about the Boss is you can pick them up used for $30, $40. And while it's similar to a tube screamer in that it has a little bit of a mid hump, it also uses asymmetrical clipping. So you're gonna get a little bit of a more aggressive sound. I think it's great because we're often trying to emulate these guitar players that are playing through multiple 100-watt amps on an arena stage. We're just not going to get the same kind of interaction between our guitar, our pedal, and the amp when we're playing at bedroom levels or even recording into a DAW. One way you can use the Boss SD-1 is to straight up substitute it for your tube screamer. One solo I like to go to for that pure tube screamer tone is the studio version of Slow Dancing in a Burning Room. Just gives you something a little bit fresh, not as mid-forward, a little bit more aggressive, but still gets you into that tube screamer kind of vibe. One of my favorite ways John Mayer stacks pedals is by going from a Klon style pedal into a tube screamer style pedal. It gives them almost an over-the-top screaming overdrive sound. One solo that comes to mind is his rendition of Human Nature at the very end of his performance at Michael Jackson's funeral. You could do something very similar with the SD-1, and I'd argue it might even squeal better than the tube screamer. If you're working on building a pedal board and you're on a budget, you could pick up a Boss SD-1 used for about the price of the cheapest tube screamer copy. Everything we've talked about here also works great in a modeler or in a DAW. Just sub in their version of the Boss SD-1 where you would normally use a tube screamer. I used to do that all the time on my HX Stomp, taking their Klon and going into their version of the Boss SD-1. Thanks for joining me for some coffee talk. Hey, so what do you want to get into next? We can talk about pedals, signal chain, modelers, amps, all kinds of stuff. Drop it in the comments and I'll reply.